Right now at 5, Vernon County responders battle a blaze in the town of Wheatland.
And youngsters with the Boys and Girls Club learn the ins and outs of running a food truck.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozlowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A water rescue effort in Lake Michigan Wednesday night saved the lives of 2 teenagers while another lost their life. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says they were notified about a possible drowning and found the 3 teens in the water near Bender Park. A 17-year-old died despite life-saving measures. Another teen was brought to the hospital in critical condition, and the third was medically cleared at the scene. First responders say the 3 teens were swimming about 30 yards from the shore when they were caught up in a rip current.
A former youth pastor from a church in Wisconsin Rapids is facing charges of repeated sexual assault of a child. According to an announcement today from Wisconsin's Attorney General and the Wood County DA, 52-year-old James Lane was charged for incidents that allegedly happened back in 2002 and 2003. He was a youth pastor at the Faith Reformed Church at the time. Now, a report from a victim said Lane allegedly assaulted them in his vehicle when he was driving them home. Lane later admitted to having an inappropriate relationship with a girl in the youth group. Lane is currently a Colorado resident.
A Winona man pleaded guilty to a sextortion scheme that authorities say victimized more than 60 underage girls. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 30-year-old Valentine Quintana used social media to manipulate young girls from several states into sending sexually explicit images or videos. Authorities say he'd pose as a friend or romantic partner to gain their trust or offer them money. Once he received an explicit image or video, he would use that as leverage to get more. Quintana pleaded guilty Thursday to 1 count each of production, distribution, and possession of child pornography.
First responders battled a house fire in the town of Wheatland this morning. A News 8 crew member at the scene said the house had been severely damaged and much of the structure appeared to be destroyed. Mutual aid was called for water assistance. There is no word yet on any potential injuries. There was reportedly a structure close to the house containing chickens. Crews from several agencies, including Genoa and Viroqua fire departments, are still working to put out that fire.
The Ultra Federal Credit Union branch in Onalaska is temporarily closed after a vehicle crashed into the side of the building today. According to the manager at that location, a vehicle went over the curb and struck the building, causing damage to windows and the brick wall underneath. The lobby will be closed to the public until repairs and inspections are completed. The drive-through will remain available during operating hours.
The Iowa Supreme Court says the state's strict abortion law is legal. In today's ruling, the High Court ordered a lower court to dissolve a temporary block on the law, letting the ban take effect. The new law bans most abortions after about 6 weeks of pregnancy before many women know they're pregnant. Iowa now joins more than a dozen other states with restrictive abortion laws following the U.S. Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade in 2022.
Well, we had rain this morning for a lot of areas, and now some areas this evening or afternoon and evening are getting some rain, including La Crosse, which we've had rain for about the last hour, hour and a half. But not everyone's going to see it this evening and overnight. That's the amount we saw this morning. Now, some areas just to the west picked up almost an inch, but the activity really decreased or kind of fell apart as it pushed east of the Mississippi. Right now, we do have a band that's really just south of kind of Winona down to La Crosse and then stretches all the way back down to Mason City. That line is beginning to approach. We've seen some activity in front of it. We kind of zoom in. That's the activity that's hugging around I-90 or just a little bit north of it. It'll continue to push east. That's the main line. Maybe some gusty winds with that, but not expecting severe. But we'll see the precipitation continue, and eventually areas to the south, including Viroqua, Prairie du Chien, will eventually see some of this line come through later. That's what we're expecting throughout. If you're further north, you might not see much in the way of activity for Eau Claire up to Ladysmith until later when the cold front begins to approach, but that won't be late until probably after midnight. Once this batch pushes east of La Crosse, we'll kind of have a little bit of hit and miss all the way throughout the night, but we won't see a lot of activity. Now, if you're looking for warmer temperatures going above, which 85 is our max right now, average temperature, you're not going to get it this weekend. In fact, we'll probably be about 10 degrees colder than that come Sunday. So it's going to be a cool weekend. We'll break down precipitation-wise this weekend and what it looks like going to the 4th a bit later in the broadcast.
Sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Well, students at the Boys and Girls Club spent the last week learning how to run their own food truck business. And then they were challenged to create their own. They heard a local food truck operator's ingredients for a successful business and worked with a volunteer graphic designer to create their food truck designs and logos. Today, the students showed off their new business model to a panel of judges. One team's food truck was called Grill on the Go, centered around barbecue.
The thing we served to the judge was pulled pork mac and cheese, but we also had like barbecue and like corn and like ribs and all that stuff.
Sounds good. The judges graded the presentations based on a variety of factors, including the kids' business model, truck design, and of course, how good the food tasted. The program was open to students in Boys and Girls Clubs across the Coulee region.
Well, as we reach the end of June this weekend, we also reach the end of Pride Month, a time set to commemorate the LGBTQ+ community.
As Pride Month comes to an end, News 8 Now's Allison Ferget spoke with members of a new La Crosse nonprofit advocating for the LGBTQ+ community. Good evening, Allison.
Ken and Emily, although it's still in its infancy, the LGBTQ+ coalition of the Coulee region is already making moves to support those in the community.
Having spent 7 years doing this very same thing, we just felt like we were available and ready and qualified to start serving the marginalized community in La Crosse. So we did.
Deb and Joe Bassett are no strangers to the nonprofit industry. So this winter, the couple started their own.
We started the coalition with the intent of addressing issues that we knew needed to be addressed.
The LGBTQ+ coalition's mission is to promote tolerance and acceptance through education and inclusivity for all marginalized communities.
One is the LGBTQ homeless population. Because of their living circumstances and the fear of repercussion, they stay hidden. And a lot of times they won't come out and ask for services for fear of being identified.
The group mostly exists online right now, with more than 300 members in their Facebook group. But they're hoping to secure a physical space by the end of summer.
We have the energy and we have the people that are dedicated and knowledgeable.
9 years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled same-sex marriage is a fundamental right. While strides have been made in the LGBTQ+ community, the Bassets say there's still a ways to go.
You know, we don't just make progress climbing the hill because there are people on the hill trying to push us back down. Pride doesn't stop at the end of June. We're here all the time, and we're dedicated to being here all the time.
Part of the reason they want a physical space is because they say there's a lot of anxiety right now in the community. Last year, a record number of anti-LGBTQ+ legislation was introduced, including some bills in Wisconsin. They're hoping to provide a safe space for people to let their anxieties out. Ken and Emily?
Allison Ferget live in studio. Thank you. Pride Month first started after the Stonewall riots, a series of violent protests that sparked the start of the gay rights movement. Today marks the 55th anniversary of Stonewall.
The STEAM softball team paid a visit to the Children's Museum this afternoon. A few teammates spent time with children playing games, making crafts, and even did some climbing. Their visit today is part of their promotional tour as they meet and connect with various organizations in the community. The museum director expressed today was a special one for the kiddos.
I know that the Loggers organization as well as the STEAM organization are really committed to the community and to the kids in La Crosse. So this was just a win-win for both organizations.
The STEAM will be back at the Children's Museum July 21st. Mark your calendars. They're also hosting a game July 24th, where half of the ticket sales will go towards the Children's Museum. We'll have a link to that game on our digital platforms.
The Supreme Court says prosecutors improperly charged some January 6th Capitol rioters.
How the court's ruling impacts those cases and charges against former President Trump.
Bygoff and Rohde had your back then, and we have your back now. We've been Wisconsin's personal injury powerhouse for over 50 years. Bygoff and Rohde. Serious injuries need serious lawyers.
To me, it's the worst thing a parent can face. My daughter was pregnant, and she was about to lose her baby. Because of the extreme abortion ban in her state, we were about to lose her as well. Doctors were not even allowed to help Mandy until she was near death. I'm conservative but that makes no sense. An extreme abortion ban almost killed my daughter. A national abortion ban would be devastating for all families.
It's here, the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's the perfect time to save with store-wide sale prices, 48-month special financing, and free gas. Only at Drury's will you find beautifully tailored sofas and chairs, handcrafted bedrooms and dining rooms, a huge selection of premium leather, and the designers to help you put it all together. Great sale prices, 48-month special financing, and even free gas. The 4th of July sale happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax. Just the two of you. Your adventure awaits outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Natural wood mulch is just $169 per bag. Extra laundry detergent, only $7.99. Get an 8-pack of LED light bulbs for just $5.95. Lloyd's spare ribs, only $11.98. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
By Goff and Rohde, we've been Wisconsin's personal injury powerhouse for over 50 years, and we have the #1 personal injury attorney in Eau Claire. By Goff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Supreme Court has ruled that the Department of Justice overstepped its bounds with an obstruction charge used to prosecute hundreds of accused rioters in the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Erica Brown has more on what this means for some of the defendants and former President Donald Trump.
In a 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court made it harder to charge defendants in the Capitol riot with obstruction.
What the majority is saying here is it can't just be walking in and engaging in a riot. It has to be tied to some sort of document destruction.
Conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett issued a stinging and somewhat surprising dissent.
She says, or otherwise means you tried to corruptly impede a official proceeding, and a riot is enough to do that.
Former Harrisburg, Pennsylvania police officer Joseph Fisher brought the case, his lawyer arguing federal prosecutors were using the Enron-era law as a dragnet. The top House Republican voiced approval of the ruling.
Effectively, the court agrees that a number of the defendants in the January 6th proceedings have been overcharged.
The impact is already being felt on the D.C. docket, with more cases being ordered for review and deadlines as soon as next week. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland expressed disappointment and pointed out in a statement the vast majority of the more than 1,400 defendants will not be affected by this decision. There are no cases in which the department charged a January 6 defendant only with the offense at issue in Fisher. The ruling could impact part of former President Trump's federal election case.
I will be shocked if Special Counsel Jack Smith does not have court papers ready to say that he can still charge former President Trump with obstruction, arguing that he was trying to interfere with the counting and the counting of those state electoral votes, which were paper, which were evidence.
The court also announced its last day of the term is Monday, when watchers can expect a decision in Trump's immunity case. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
The Supreme Court's ruling on Monday will determine if a former president is shielded for official acts taken while in the White House.
Astronaut fashion won't be changing anytime soon.
Why NASA says it no longer is funding a new spacewalk suit design.
And yeah, we'll continue to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight, but then it's going to get breezy for your Saturday, but dry. We'll kind of break down what it looks like for winds on Saturday and those temperatures for your weekend. That coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
How much I weigh is nobody's business.
But Eric Hovde wants to make it his.
Eric Hovde thinks that if you're overweight, insurance companies should charge you more.
There should be consequences to those personal choices. Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
Hovde would increase health care costs for 1 out of every 3 people in Wisconsin.
Eric Hovde, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Get ready to save huge at the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now. We're celebrating with huge discounts on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedrooms, dining rooms, lift chairs, and more. Our warehouse is overstocked and we need to move some furniture fast. That means incredible savings for you. Find July 4th deals on the best brands in the furniture and mattress business. Do not miss the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
It's an election year. You are going to hear all the promises and complaints and see the endless parade of ads.
But cutting through all the sound and fury, seeing the balanced truth and a fair story, you expect more, and so do we.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, a small step for space fashion isn't going to happen as planned.
NASA says it's canceling its $100 million contract with Collins Aerospace for new spacewalk suits. That company is a subsidiary of RTX Corporation, a longtime NASA partner.
NASA says it wants a new suit designed by 2026, but says both parties acknowledge Collins can't deliver that quickly. The design for the iconic puffy spacewalk outfits astronauts use now is more than 40 years old. Okay, now we need to get with the program. These astronauts need to be fashionable up in space.
Do they? Is that's the main criteria?
Oh, yeah.
Fashion over function.
Exactly. But you know who is fashionable? Greg today. Greg, loving that shirt and that tie and in good fashion. Let us know what the weather is going to be like this weekend.
What a transition there to that from spacesuits. Yeah, we got now update on the rivers. All the rain that we're getting right now, it's not really going to impact anything right now, and even stuff that we get next week. But pretty much everyone except McGregor's in moderate flood stage. We're going to still crest a little bit higher probably early next week, and then it's just going to remain there. And how long it remains there really is foreseen of how much rain we get in the future. It's just going to be slow to come down, but we're not expecting any huge amount of changes with it. It's just going to remain high through the 4th of July. Overall showers and storms probably till about 2 a.m. Not everyone's going to see it. Tomorrow, breezy conditions. There could be a shower or two as you go further north afternoon as this colder air begins to push into the area. And then fog potential definitely could be something to keep in mind up for Sunday, but the temperatures overall are going to be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than average come Friday. Here's that line that begins to approach. Right now it's not severe or really strong, maybe some gusty winds, but it's really just I-90 and further south is going to see this activity come through. As you're further north, you're probably not going to see much in the way of a shower, at least for the next couple hours. The main front really is going to be hiding back to about Minneapolis. We'll start seeing approaching towards basically Minneapolis or our area after about 10. This line pushes east of the area of La Crosse and pretty much southwest Wisconsin by about 9 or 9:30. So then we'll be hit and miss showers pretty much from there on out throughout the night. There's some indications we might see a little bit of a line come through with the front, maybe around 1 to 2, but overall it's just going to be a lot of hit and miss and a lot of dry periods throughout the night once we get this main line coming through. Once the front does through, we'll start seeing decreasing clouds towards the morning. We'll see the wind start picking up a little bit, so the sun will come out early on Saturday for some areas, but then we'll start seeing clouds developing in the afternoon just because of the daytime heating and that cooler air coming down along with that north wind. That might actually produce a shower or a sprinkle as you go further north in the afternoon time, along with gusty winds. Temperatures getting up to around maybe 80 in the far south with more sun. Further up towards Ladysmith and areas up to the northwest there with more cloud cover will probably struggle to get 70, so still below average. This cloud cover will continue for your Saturday evening and then begin to dissipate. Setting up really, it's going to be kind of a chilly Sunday morning with a lot of 40s, maybe even low 40s, and some fog potential in there. We'll have to keep an eye on for some areas as you go into Sunday morning. Once Sunday, we're going to start seeing the winds still out of the north, so temperatures will barely get about low to mid 70s, well below average, and then going into Monday, we'll start seeing the winds begin to turn around as the system begins to approach. So Monday we'll start seeing the winds come back around to the south. Temperatures coming up, but we do have rain coming on the way. And right now the severe threat doesn't look too much of an issue with this one, but we're going to have to watch as we go into Monday night, into Tuesday. Heavy rain potential. There's a slight risk, flash flooding coming through at that time period. It looks like Monday night will be the time period to look for maybe some heavier rainfall. So that's a system we got to keep an eye on. We'll see if that pans out. But for right now, for tonight, showers and thunderstorms mainly south of I-90 as it gets a little hit and miss after 9 p.m. and then it kind of ends at 2 a.m. Tomorrow, cooler conditions, 70s to the north, near 80. We'll see some cloud cover in the afternoon, maybe a shower, but you'll notice the wind picking up out of the northwest there. And then those cool conditions along with maybe some morning fog Sunday with only about 74 degrees, which is about 10 degrees below where we should be. And then the rain comes back in Monday and Tuesday. And so far, no change to the 4th. There's just a chance for showers and storms, but temperatures very seasonable. We're not looking at hot and humid conditions.
Oh, there's a lot to like there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
When we come back, a popular food magazine releases the best new bars of the year.
The bars that made the top of the list right after this.
On Mindful Monday, we're celebrating National CPR and AED Awareness Month by sitting down with a certified instructor to learn the life-saving techniques that could make the difference in an emergency.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
During the 4th of July sale going on now at PM Sleep Center, you can save up to $200 on select Sealy mattresses. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Senator Baldwin says I'm not from Wisconsin. But this was my childhood home. Graduated East High. Became a Badger in '86, where I've had my company for over 20 years.
And this is where we live. It's our family home.
I'm a fourth-generation Wisconsinite. It made me who I am. If Senator Baldwin's not going to be honest with you about where I'm from, what makes you think she'll be honest with you about anything? I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
At Driven to Clean, our goal is fast, efficient cleaning of your trash bins and dumpsters. Our high-powered wash system and autonomous trucks kill almost 99% of all bin bacteria using 200-degree pressurized water to blast away germs and residue. We come the day after trash or recycling pickup for residential services and pre-schedule for commercial. Once completed, you'll have the cleanest bins around. Check out our plans and pricing at driventoclean.com.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Now, lease a new Ford Bronco for $369 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
During the 4th of July sale going on now at PM Sleep Center, you can save up to $400 on select Stearns & Foster mattresses. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Looking for a new cocktail destination this summer season? All right, we got one. Well, Bon Appetit may be able to help.
Yeah, the Food Magazine is out with its list of the best new bars in the country. 11 bars made the cut, including Equipment Room in Austin, Texas. It's a bar and listening room full of vinyl records.
The Chicago Speakeasy 9 Bar is another. You can gain access by going through a Chinese takeout restaurant. And then there's Super Bueno, a Mexican-American spot in New York City.
Muy Bueno. Bon Appetit's editor-in-chief says cocktail bars are beginning to soar in popularity.
What is happening is that we are seeing that bars really are places for more than just cocktails. They are cultural experiences, they are destinations, and we're seeing so much is happening.
The first fully non-alcoholic bar in Los Angeles, called Stay Zero Proof, also made this list.
That made me think, what's my favorite cocktail bar here? Do you have one?
Well, you know, I don't know if this counts as endorsements from where we're standing, but the wife and I have been to Starlight a few times.
Like that. I was going to say that just because of the live music and just the ambiance
and honestly,
and stuff.
several of the cocktails, they were all slam dunks that we tried. So
yeah.
Haven't had a bad experience yet.
And I love the good rooftop one at the Charmant also. That's a nice
Always
one,
a good
especially during the summertime. Okay, We'll have another look at tonight's forecast after this break.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Save up to $500 on select mattresses. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase on all in-store purchases. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
You know what frustrates me is seeing people who are 50, 60, even 70 years old who are worth less today than they were the day they were born. How does this happen? These folks never learned money management. I love talking about money management at Firefighters Credit Union, so if you'd like to learn more, please give me a call.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Let River City Grill in Winona, Minnesota be your new go-to dinner destination. We provide exceptional service no matter the occasion. From date nights to family outings with the kids, we have something for everybody at the table. Enjoy one of our 23 tap beers and pair it with a burger and fries during our happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. Or, for a fine dining experience, try our salmon and steak entrees paired with our amazing signature cocktails. River City Grill, located in Winona, Minnesota. Call or book an online reservation today.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
Jolivet Family Farms homegrown goodness. Stop by today for some homegrown raspberries, kohlrabi, onions, baby red potatoes, carrots, popcorn, and so much more. Pick your own raspberries daily from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also available in the market. Check for availability. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. Only at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
All right, there's that line of moderate to maybe even some heavy rainfall, especially I-90. If you're along that, that's what we're going to be experiencing for a couple hours. Further south for 14 in areas of Crawford, Vernon, Richland County, you'll see that line eventually come through. That's probably the line to actually keep an eye on. Otherwise, cooler for this weekend, breezy for Saturday, maybe a shower. Notice the temperature, 74 on Sunday. Many areas will be in the 40s. In fact, some could be low to mid 40s.
Man, that's looking like a downright pleasant weekend right there. Thanks for joining us at 5.
We'll see you at 6.